So today, my friends, thank you for being with me today. And we continue our theme about justice. And this is in the current cycle, it is number 3, I believe. And we can name it the rape of Dinah and the yeshiva of Noah. Is there any connection? Well, we will see. So Dinah and the yeshiva of Noah. So where are we now in the story? You know, this is the last in the segment of the Torah that deal with Jacob. Actually, the Torah goes over one subject, justice and civil order, which is number 5 in our commandment. And all the story of Jacob revolves around justice, starting with a simple contest about firstborn. Who is going to be the firstborn? And then it started getting more complicated. And today, the last section in that segment is a story of Dinah that actually blows your mind. Now, this is always, in fact, this is true. All the previous sections in Genesis, that they go from one commandment to another, all are designed like this. They start with a simple story like Cain and Abel, one man, end up with a whole generation committing bloodshed, and finally a message. So that's a setup or design is true for all the commandments there in Genesis. Let's give you an example. Let's go over there. So chapter 1 with the idolatry, because it speaks in plural. Let us make Adam. But at the end of the chamber, the Torah introduces the Sabbath, the connection between Friday and Saturday, Sabbath. You see the acronym YHVH overriding the transition there in acronym. So it's a big message at the end of the chapter. Let's go to the next story of Eden. Of course, it introduces number 2 commandment, which is adultery. Again, it starts very simple. God tell them not to eat the fruit, but it ends up with a big time. They lose Eden, and they are driven out. When they are driven out, they also Adam and Eve learn something tremendously important. Hashem reveals to them not just as a grace in creation, but also as a forgiving attribute that open up for repentance and forgiveness. All that is from the second part of the end of the story of Eden. Remember, they were hiding in the bush, and God, or Hashem, was calling them, where are you? Come to me. Had they repented, they would have stayed there. So again, it's a scenario, it's like ascending fashion. Start simple, ending up with a big message. Story of bloodshed, we just said, starting with Adam, with Cain and Abel, small story, ending up with the whole generation committing bloodshed, and the Rainbow Covenant, and 7 commandment number 7, of Noah big time at the very end. With Abraham, next with Abraham theft. Also starts simple, but as the story build up in ascending fashion, it end up with a big message of the bounding of Isaac and circumcision. Now with the justice, the same pattern, we are ending up with a story of Dinah, and we expect here to have a big message coming out of this story of Dinah. It's not just a story of a rape and abduction, but some message is hidden there, big time. So what is the story then? You know the story, but let's just go over the, I will read some of it, we read it together, but then we'll see the message. So it's chapter 33, verse 18, if you want to look, but it says, Yaakov came to the city of Salem. So where are we now in the story? Jacob with the family is crossing the Jordan River to the land of Israel at the city of Shechem, which is the middle of the country, Nablus today. It's an ancient passage over the Jordan River, entering the land. Now, what happened to him just now before he passed the Jordan River? As you remember, all his life he was fighting for his justice, to implement his justice, by circumventing his enemies and trying to bring his truth out at all cost. And finally, when the truth came out, each time he managed to bring it out, then his adversary became rage and wanted to kill him. That happened to Esau, and now it happened with Laban. And finally, he found himself being chased by the two of them, Laban from the north, Jacob from the south. Each one sworn to kill him. So if there is a justice, there is no peace. Then we learned last time, to remind you, that the heavenly court put Esau, angel, and Jacob alone to settle the issue between them. No one watching them, no fan, no family. The truth come out from just facing each other. The settlement can work and sometimes doesn't work. In that case, it did work. And the angel of Esau succumbed to Jacob, agreed that he will get the firstborn status. And Esau said, I have enough, I don't need it. And you're right, you are more worthy of me. And he named him Israel. So what is Israel? Jacob learned a lesson. Israel is when you try to achieve your truth, but you don't give up peace. Peace is the name of God, and peace is paramount. So, of course, by settlement, you don't have complete truth. Your truth is not prevailing. The other side truth also plays a role in a final settlement. So by dialogue and considering other person's truth, a major and higher level of truth come out, which is associated with peace. And peace is paramount. If you do that, so you get peace, you give up the absolute truth, your absolute truth, but you gain peace. And with that lesson, his name became Israel. He is now, the next step, he goes across the Jordan River. That's where we are now. Now, this coming back to the land of Israel was associated with what? Fulfillment of his dream, of his pledge. He says, Vayavo, and Jacob came to the city of Salem, the city of Shechem. Salem, there are different important meaning of the name here. All of them are relevant to our story. First of all, Shalem means, as translated here in English, complete or intact, if you want. And Rashi said it. He came intact. So he made a vow when he exited Israel, ran away. He made a vow: if I will come back complete and with no damage, I will do this and this and this and this. So now he's about to pay his due. He come back complete and with a big family and wealthy and so on. Another meaning of the name Shalem is Shalom, peace. We just learned that the peace, he achieved peace from both Laban and Esau, and that was part of his vow. With the latter dream, when he ran out, he said, if I come back in peace, so I will do this and this. So here is the time to fulfill his vow. Salem, I remind you, the city Shalom, the city of peace. The city of peace is Jerusalem. Jeru is a Canaanite word for city. Here is Yeru, here. It's not Jeru, it's a Yeru. Shalem is a city of peace. So there is a city of peace that we all know, Jerusalem at Mount Moriah. But there was another piece on the north, near Nablus today, or maybe the city of Nablus itself, that was called also the city of Salem. So there is a northern city of Salem and Jerusalem, so city of peace. And Jacob, amazingly, opted for the north, although his family is in the south, in Beersheba and in other places in the south. He opted to settle right away the place where he crosses the Jordan River, in the city of Shechem, Salem of the north. And in the city of Shechem, Salem, the city of Shechem. And he parked at the face of the city. So he's not a citizen. He apparently it was a custom there that you should live there for some time before you qualified for citizenship. That makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that. But the word Vayichan is not just he parked, but he tried to find face in the eyes of the local. What did he do to find face in the eyes of the local? He tried to implement everything that the dinim, the fifth commandment of Noah dictates. Here we're talking about civil rights, civil order, and justice. And as a citizen, is involved in setting up that system. What exactly does it do? An important lesson for Noah. It's a positive mitzvah. You know, all the commandments of Noah are negative. Do not kill, do not commit adultery. But the positive mitzvahs, stand up and do something, is number 5. Do establish a judiciary system qualified in the eyes of Hashem. So what did he do? So the Midrash count exactly what he does, what he did. He said, he first of all built courthouse. He taught them to elect judges, qualified judges, immune to bribery and so on. He told them to set up a loyal police force. And he taught them to set up a judiciary, a rightful judiciary set of laws. What guided him? Here is, we need to go back to what he pledged in his vow. He said, when I'm coming back, Hashem, the merciful one, will be my judge, will be my law. So he pledged when he come back to the land of Israel, he will introduce, he will make merciful act like charity and forgiveness, not as an act of a good heart, but as part of the law. Translation: his children will do, let's say the Torah will ordain charity, let's say a certain percentage of your income, charity, not as a good heart, but because the Torah says so. So here is a mercy converted into law. The Torah says each year you take one portion of the field and leave it to the poor. You don't do it because you have a good heart. You do it because Jacob said, I will make mercy my law. The Torah says once every 7 years, you just leave the field open to anyone. Imagine your orchard, your nice trees of fruits, your crop, everything is left free to everyone to come anytime and pick up whatever he wants. A whole year. Show me any country in the world will do that. So why do we do it? Why does the Torah ordain? Because Jacob says, I will make you, my merciful one, my law. So as we spoke about that in the past, let's say in English, the set of law, the English set of law recognize a court of mercy. Rare cases, a person can apply separately for mercy. In Jewish law, it's impossible. The court, any court itself is a court of mercy. In England or even United States, once a year, the president declares freedom, set somebody free in mercy. In Jacob's mind, it's impossible. The judges should be merciful all year long. So, and so forth. So here I come, going back to our story, as the Midrash spell out what he does. All that is very important for background for the story of Dinah, rape of Dinah. So here he comes and he implemented all these beautiful ideas in the city of Shem. The Midrash continue even to tell that he coined for them silver and gold, truthful coins, so nobody will cheat. He established the economy on a reliable dollar. Not so he helped the economy. He built for them public bathroom, bath. I mean, public bath. People could clean themselves, which is on those days was very rare. So he did many philanthropic things to the city. And one of the most interesting subjects he did here, I want to spend a minute on that. And he came, let's read it again. He parked at the city entrance, and the name park is mean rest. Vayichan is like Noach, rest, and it reminds us of Sabbath. Based on that, the commentary says that he even taught the local people not only Genesis and about Noah, but even about the Sabbath, to rest on the Sabbath, not in a way that the Ten Commandments dictate, but in a way that Noahide should observe the Sabbath as a day of rest, remembering, dedicated to remember the story of Genesis, chapter 1, because we are judged every Sabbath. Before the Sabbath, we are judged whether mankind has done any, has taken any step towards becoming very good and reaching the Sabbath. So it's not this idea of what? Let's be precise. On the transition between Friday and a Saturday night, before the sun, before you see the star, the transition. We said it many times, this is one of the most important moments for Noahide movement. The transition at the end, this is the time when Adam and Eve were born to enter the Sabbath. Welcoming the Sabbath. Sfat Emet said. He taught them as if he was what we our custom to sing all the sermon at the end of the Sabbath, to sing those song, beautiful psalms. Of course, they didn't exist at that time, but the idea of the welcoming the Sabbath. What is the welcoming the Sabbath? The Sfat Emet says, I'll give you an idea. When a queen arrived, there is a welcome ceremony. People gather at the palace welcome room, and waiting for her. And finally, she appears. As when they wait for her, they sing, they pray, they wait. So welcoming the Sabbath is that moment that people, Jews and non-Jews, waiting for the queen to enter. Such a beautiful metaphor. So he taught them even there. In short, he was the ideal citizen, trying his best to find faith in the eyes of the people, and he did. And 14 years passed by, and they were living peacefully side by side. And everything went absolutely fine until Sharshel Afram. Dina goes out, 14 years old, to schmooze, to talk, to see about the girls at age. Many commentaries said, why should he go out? If you do that, you blame the victim. What do you mean, why did she go? she should be arrested at all. She went out like all the other girls. She incited the passion of this lad, the mayor, the son of the mayor. Should she be blamed for that? So all the commentary, many of them, basically 13, 14, and 6, they are not originally from the Talmud. They are basically late commentary that inspired probably by Arab, whatever. Said to blame her as if she was too much talking, so much involved in the market. No, leave me alone. She was an innocent girl coming out like all the teenagers to see, not to see the market, to see the other girls. And there was standing there a nice man watching them. What was he doing there? You should ask. And he, what did he do? He took her, which means abducted her, against the will. He slept with her. That's a nice word to say, to prevent to say he raped her. Vayanea, he tortured her, which means he did it many times, without her consent. By the way, there is no consent for a girl. The girl is 14 years old. What does it make if she consent or not? She is a girl. He was older than her. And that's what she did he? Not only that, he kept her in his palace, meaning abducted her. Show me a nation in the world that will not react harshly to such a matter, punishable by death. Oh, there's no nation in the world will agree to that. You don't have to be a pious Jew or believer. It's true from China to India to everywhere. Such a behavior is totally rejected, punishable by death. Now, no more, this become more complicated because his soul cleaved to Dina. He fell in love with her personality. And then he fell in love with her as a girl. And then he decided to marry her, to take her for concubine or wife. Who knows how many wives he had. But she did not do. She didn't consent. She wanted to go home. So he approached his father. His mayor says, "Father, take me this girl to a wife." As if, take me this girl. She doesn't want. She wants to go home. And you hold her as a captive. And you did all these bad things to her. So you know the story. What happened next? I've gone, in short, when Jacob found out about it, he is shocked. The father come to him with an offer. My son want to marry your daughter. We will pay anything you want to her, and she will become the queen of the place. Moreover, we are ready when the son, the brother come back. He says to them, "We want to become people. You get citizenship right away." And they said to him, on one ground, if you decide to circumcise yourself. They thought he will not willing to do that? He said, yes, I will do that. We will be in all our city will circumcise. To the citizen, when he present the case to his citizen, he says, but let us circumcise, it's nothing, and we will bury them, and all their money will be ours. So whatever they circumcised himself was not done for God, but to take the money to have an access to Jacob's wealth. Obviously, in short, there is the brothers and Jacob both circumvene Shem and his father. They don't tell him the truth. So because as long as a sister is being held captive. So they're entitled to do that. In short, Jacob reverts back to the old mode of acting like Jacob. He has an adversary, and he doesn't hesitate to cheat back. He knows he's no dialogue. There is a dialogue here. The father come and offer them or something, but the father never admit they did something wrong. And Jacob and his son sense for sure that there is no point in dialogue here. The son will never give up the abducted daughter. It's like Chabad in Gaza Strip now. You know that there's no room. They will never give up anything in dialogue unless they are forced. So they are caught in a situation when they have no option to continue as a honest dialogue face to face. It's Israel, but they revert back to the story of to Big Jacob. That apparently was the plan of Jacob and the brother. We'll go back, we'll cheat them somehow, and we'll manage somehow to take our sister back. Maybe we'll sneak into the palace. Maybe we'll do so. Maybe even if we have to kill few in the process, well, we try to minimize any collateral damage, because we love peace. We have no choice but circumvent our enemies, but we do it in a minimal way. That apparently was in Jacob's mind and the brother's mind, for sure. Because you see later that Jacob was fearful that if he start to attack the city of Shem, all the neighbors, he stand up. He knows that in the past that seeking the truth without seeking peace will end up with a war. He knows that. So he tried to prevent war, and yet to take Dinah out in Jacob's way without bloodshed, if possible. The snakes, cheating them, gaining time, whatever. Not so Jacob's son, the zealot, Levi, and Simon. These two brothers, they were young, and they were deeply, deeply enraged and offended. And the honor they felt, the honor was defined. They keep saying, would anybody treat our sister as a whore? Logic fell out. Logic doesn't work here. When you enter such an argument, and passionate argument, you realize that issue will not settle down with such dialogue or gaining time. And they take the advantage when the people of Shem are hurt and painful because of circumcision. They gather at the city. Not only two of them, apparently they had some help. Each one of them brought with him a whole group of men, his own men. That they attacked the city, they killed everyone. And they took the dinner back, the dinner, and then the other brothers came and took the loot as a compensation. There are people, some commentators criticize them, but that's the old way. I mean, you need to pay for what you did. Although paying with life is enough compensation, but anyhow, that's what happened. So here, everything that Jacob had learned actually didn't work when passion arises, when argument like honor and especially defending your sister who is raped. All that you learn about justice by dialogue or by circumventing and gaining time, going peacefully, slowly, all that explode with the pain of a girl, 14 years old girl who is now raped. I tell you, that's what happened in Israel. When we saw what happened, when people saw what happened in the Gaza Strip, and those criminals passed across the border, they didn't just kill. They raped and tortured and raped the same woman several times. Cut the breast. I don't want to go to detail. When that story crossed or was on TV, all Israel was enraged. And all the division that they had before between right and left, the demonstration, the Supreme Court, all that vanished. People flocked to the design troop in the army, and the people volunteered in such a passion because of what? Because mainly because of this tortured and raped women. We were still raped and being carried on motorcycles in the street of Gaza, in caves, like the ISIS did in Syria, in Iraq, when they took the Christian Judges, they took the girls in caves, and they raped them before they killed them. And the world was quiet. Nobody did anything. Nobody even talked about it. Here, all Israel woke up, rushing to the border to avenge that brothers, that sister and brothers who were tortured and raped. So this is Simon and Levi. Officially, now Jacob, to finish the story here, Jacob is still angry, not because of what they did, but because he was fearful, still fearful that he'll end up with a regional war. Today we fear that Iran and everybody will join regional war. Those days we fear that the city, or one city, will come to join the city of Shem and avenge, and they will engage for wars for many years. He was fearful, but The Torah says that Hashem made the people fear of him, and it didn't happen. Anyhow, this is a story. What happened to Dinah is a very ugly story, a very sad story. Dinah, as the Midrash says, Torah doesn't say anything, but the Midrash continued that she was depressed, she never recovered. In fact, she was a pariah, sense of rejected unofficially from a brother. They looked at her with this somehow disgust. She had no choice but to leave the family and go down to Egypt. There, she married, I think she married Pharaoh, one of the Pharaoh prince, and her daughter, Joseph. The Midrash concoct some kind of connection. Again, I'm not so sure about the validity of those Midrash, but the fact is, the fact that Dinah was rejected is not a surprise. That happens to any girl. Any girl who was raped can tell you that story. But even the family who love her, and don't blame her. They may hug her, they may kiss her, but there is something there that defile her forever. It's true, maybe it's only subjective thing, possibly. Maybe she felt such a blame, such a guilt, could be. Maybe she perceived the look of the brother as rejecting her and they didn't mean it. Could be. You can develop you can set up all movies about only. But that's outside the story of what we want to say, because the question arises here, we learn Torah here. It's not a book of maybe movie script, it's a Torah. The Torah teaches us something here. What does the Torah teach here? Basically, a major question is, why the hell did they kill the entire city? We would accept if they attack the palace, kill the guard, take the sister, and go home. Why all that plan to circumcise yourself in the city and kill everyone? The brother didn't mean to do it, but the question is about coming to Simon and Levi. Remember, Simon and Levi are one way. Jacob is angry, but because of the jealousy, they are promoted. Simon is incorporated in history with the tribe of Judah, and he become part of Judah, and Levi become the Levites and the priest. And the Levite used to guard with the sword the gate of the temple, honorable gate, with a sword. So Levite was being promoted in history because of this jealousy here. So it's not like Jacob chased them out and rebuked them and demolished them, the status. On the contrary. So going back to the question, so why did those two guys, Zealot, so it's important to kill the entire city? Now, I don't want to bother to to bore you with all these multiple explanations. Why the Kiev and Tarsi? Foremost of them may be because the citizens didn't do anything they're supposed to do. That's what the Rambam said. And because maybe the people of the city tried to intervene to stop them. So there are many answers. But here come the Ramban, Nachmanides, and that's the one I wanted to get to bring it up here. That's the crux of our class today. The Ramban says, from here I learn that the Gentiles, which means Bnei Noach, I mean, it says Bnei Noach. He says because of Bnei Noach, he says. Gentile is not a term used by any Jewish source. Usually called, in the Talmud, they are called either the nations or the children of Noah. Children of Noah is a higher level. Nation can be idolaters. So Noahide is status in Yazoo Halacha. So the Ramban said, from here, and Roger said, from here I learned that the best for Noahide is to teach themselves the Torah, the Talmud, all the sections that relate to justice and civil order. So what system of dinim is ideal for Noachide? It can be anything. Noachide are afraid to choose anything they want, as long as it's just. But if they want to perfect themselves in the eyes of God, they look to the law that God gave to Israel, the law of justice and civil order that comprise major part of the Talmud. So Noachide should not really spend their time to think that like a sacrifice and what's exactly the service of the temple was, what kind of clothes the high priest wore, and this ritual and that ritual. They should use their time, precious time, to learn Torah, and to learn Torah like from the Talmud. Here, I want, before I forget, I just flashed my mind what the Sfat Emet says. What is the virtue of dinim, of law? Why the Rambam is so keen about learning Torah for Gentiles from the Talmud? Because remember, Noachide, Jacob taught the local people the story of creation, the Shekhinah coming in. The Holy of Shekhinah is entering the Queen, entering our world on Friday afternoon, and we welcome her. That's not enough. We welcome her, and we want to bring her into our 6 days. How do we do? How we sleep? How we carry the reign of the bride of the Shabbat, of the holiness of YHVH? How do we carry it into the week? By learning Torah. So learning Torah, which is the word of God, I learn it not because I want to be a politician, or because I want to be a journalist, or because I want to have some knowledge about commerce, or it's not my business. I can do a person will never buy and sell anything. I will not run to any office. But I will sit and learn the Torah law about that because what? Because I connect to God. When I learn that, I connected to God's words. It was given to Israel on Sinai, and it's here in my hand now when I learn the Talmud. So I become holy. It's not just Noah, Israel. Israel become holy, and both become holy by learning the Torah, by the fact that we hold the Torah, and we learn a few things that's on the surface that look nothing to do with religion. How many donkeys I can exchange for a car? What is the size of the proper house which not evade the right of my neighbors? It is all kind of civil order and justice question. There's a Talmud full of them. You sit and learn it all night, all day long, all yeshiva, because it connects us to God. There is no other way. How can you connect to God's words? Singing Hallelujah. Hallelujah is not God's words. It's David's words. Praising God is not connecting us. I want to hold God's words. Oh, the Talmud is full of different opinions. This rabbi says this, rabbi says that. What is the truth? We learned last time that the secret of the Talmud is that the heavenly court remember when they fought with Esau angel, it was settlement. The heavenly court removed itself and let the contestant settle the issue between themselves. And then the court signed on it. That's Israel's way. If I dictate the truth, there is no peace. So if God intervene and tell you the law, the halacha, it will offend the others. Some people will be offended. There will be no peace. But God allowed the sages to argue, and the sages themselves have to come with the halacha. And that's God's willing. When they do it as Israel, not fighting for the truth, but for peace, to bring the halacha, the truthful halacha, and peace. And when Noachai do the learn Torah, in this way, they learn the Talmud, they ask themselves, well, what is the halacha? Like rabbi this or rabbi that? I have so many opinions. First of all, when you go into it, you learn the reason why behind it, the state, it sharpens your mind. But also connect you to the word of God. Word of God is not a simple word. It is 70 different, it's just jewelry or diamond. It has 70 truths, 70 faces to the diamond to make it valuable. There's 70 different truthfulness to every law. But man is charged to set up the halacha. And from here came the idea that Rabbi Lubavitcher Rebbe came years ago and said, because of this Rambam, we need to set up yeshiva for Noah. And that's the reason I was caught. I joined at that time. I saw myself, it's a legitimate cause. And hearing the Rebbe, Wendell Jones, talk about it, I know that the way to go is to set up yeshiva in the north and to teach Torah. Things that the Nohad should know, which means all the law between man and man, civil order, justice, including laws, adultery, bloodshed, all the laws, the seven law of Noah, learn it thoroughly, as much as we can, from the Torah itself, as we do here, taking 6 sections separately, draw a conclusion from them. What we do here is only on the surface. When you learn it by yourself, you take a section and you assemble all the information you can get on the section, and you draw more and more conclusion, deeper and deeper. And you do it, you can do it, and your men, when they learn yeshiva, they will learn how to do it. And you draw more conclusion about each commandment. The commandment is a how you say, the DNA, the spine. There's another word, of Noah. You need to know, they need to be versed in the 7 commandments and the meaning as deeply as we can. And it reaches you to a height that you would never imagine. Any questions for me today?
Just
Rabbi-
thank you. Go ahead, Nancy.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you. That was very informative and very thought-provoking. And I learned so much every time I come to your class that it just gives me more to learn. I don't know if I'll have enough lifetime to learn it all, but I really do appreciate everything that you taught us.
So, thank you. All right. Yeah. All right, so no questions. So I know it's a lot of things to learn, to think about. Thank you all for being with me, and have a good Shabbat. And I hope that the cold will go away, storm here, and we'll see you, God willing, next week. Take care.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.
Be safe.